watching Diva Tomboyish live. You're watching Diva Tomboyish live. You're watching Diva Tomboyish live.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to the 30-year of the OJ Simpson trial. A lot of people are so caught up in um, the nature boy aspect of things as far as the trial and different things because um, pretty much in this community, this is what I mean. I'm so sorry. My previous community, the previous community that I came from, that's what they mostly reported on and are interested in. Um, I've never reported on the Nature Boy trial. I've never been open to, hearing a lot of the details about it. So it would make sense that of why I would never or, report too much on it. However, if it is some maybe like I did yesterday or the day before, in regards to the phone calls and all of those things that were being done, just to give everybody the opportunity to take snippets of it clean, then that's what I will do. In my opinion, watching people report on the Nature Boy trial before it seemed a little bit more pure. It seemed a little bit more honest that people actually wanted to, um, you know, disengage I'm so sorry, not disengage, but disarm the cult, the power that they had on the internet. But now it has seemed to become a total freak show. And when I say freak show, it is more of a money grab. It is more of people just trying to actually make money off of this trial that's going on. Big channel holders. This is what took me so long to actually log on because I'm watching several channels in the way out in the ocean on YouTube reporting now on this Nature Boy trial, and it has become just sincerely a money grab. I've never seen these channel holders actually report on Nature Boy. Nature Boy had a whole sector of people that were reporting on Nature Boy. It was sincere. Those people actually, I heard another channel holder actually say that he was reporting on the Nature Boy sector from day one. And I knew that wasn't true. So, like I said, when things become a total fiasco, freak show, um, I always did the total opposite. I've never wanted to participate ever in what everybody else was doing in the first place. And like I said, it doesn't seem pure. You have people that are trying to gain access to the trial, and they are fighting over who gets to utilize the hey Coco, thanks for coming um, and supporting. But anyway, you have a lot of people that you know that don't that didn't follow Nature Boy and did not follow from the beginning and what was going on and don't even know the history of it. But I was no more good as I sat back today and watched a huge channel holder going at another huge content creator about what was being shown within the trial, and so In my opinion, that's not sincere. It's clearly a money grab. And if a channel holder can't give you, I mean, even the T is not an original Nature Boy reporter. And so even though I wasn't a hands-on reporter with the Nature Boy shenanigans, I do know, at least, you know, semi close to who were the originals who started out when it was genuine, when the parents were involved and different things of that sort. However, like I said, this new reporting, they can't give you anything into detail about the case or the characters or the players. It's just the fight over the trial and who's they're actually striking each other down, and that's stupid to me. That's pathetic, and it's a public trial. That's for one. Everybody is using somebody else's content. You got one content creator saying, "Hey, don't use my stuff," and she's saying, "If you use my stuff, then I'm gonna strike you." And if you use my stuff and say something negative about my commentary or my artwork, then I'm gonna strike you down. Then you have another guy that's like 90 years old that's over there reporting on Nature Boy in the trial, and I'm sitting in the audience, and he didn't even push play. Like, it's just, they can't tell you anything. I mean, it's so many interviews with these same characters, from 5 years ago, that Nature Boy, the original Nature Boy sector and reporters can actually use. It's the same stuff being repeated over again. They can't tell you anything. So to me, it's a fiasco. It's something that I'm not interested in. Even the ones that were still touching on Nature Boy that I was around, I mean, I didn't even too much was, you get what I'm saying? Like, before, it was like, okay, who's this guy and what is everybody talking about? But I never had that interest in the subject at hand to talk about it. But now it has become one big corporate business, and it's distasteful. Um, and the way how it's presented, you could just tell that the reporters don't know anything about it. A content creator that said he'd been there from the beginning, that's a lie. So this is why, like I said, people don't like me, because I can't mingle, like, I can't blend in, like, I can't do that. And I see some of the original people that reported on the Nature Boy subject, in these chat rooms. I don't know how they do it, because it's like, girl, what? Like, what are you even talking about? Like, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes we could get so caught up in excitement of people actually reporting on it, but the history is just not there. They're not giving the history on it. You get what I'm saying? They're not even giving credit to videos that have been online 5-6 years. People have interviewed these motherfuckers already. Think holes are missing out of how we're actually led here. You get what I'm saying? So while you hear, I'm listening to somebody report, and like I said, I'm not using any names, because find them on your own. Like, just type in Nature Boy and you'll see like a whole clown, tons and tons of clowns, that this is the new money grab. So first of all, it's deeper and a little bit more complex than this Nefertari deal. Okay, I know that, and I'm not even a Nature Boy reporter at all. I'm just going by what I've heard through other the original Dondadas. Like, just actually remember, back in those times, I wasn't getting along with half of them. So if I'm not getting along with you back at those time in my prime, I was listening to everybody's shows. And um he was involved in way more stuff than this mishap. So it was things that was piled up to bring us here. So While Nature Boy, because I'm looking at, I don't look at, I just wanted to see what was going on. That's what took me so long to actually log into my live, because I was just taking a look at to all the clowns in the circus that have joined now and so concerned and want to report on Nature Boy, while the original reporters are drowned out, are completely drowned out. So that kind of stuff annoys me. But anyway, a lot of things have added up and got to this point for it to actually to be this explosive. And I don't hear enough people dragging it from things to lead up here, and the people that are doing that are drowned out by the noise of the trial. This is not just a trial of something, yes, something that happened recently, but what about all the other things that have led up to this moment? You have people that have took trips, that have donated money, that, you get what I'm saying, to this cause, this movement, since for 5, 6, 7 years, and was getting drowned out as of noise of people with bigger channels and not even a clue. It's an excitement to talk about. I remember the black lady, um, and then the Spanish guy. I remember that crew, like from being around, just listening. And so why is that even a hype? Do you understand? You know what I'm saying? Because do you know how many channels that are out here that are in the Nature Boy area slash Black Sector slash Pharaoh? Do you know how many videos that are out here with like 200 to 300 views? And she was interviewed. What was the guy named Rambo, right? You know how many times they were interviewed and talked about? But we're not. What about the things that have led up? I remember you guys talking about Costa Rica, I believe, and Hawaii. I believe I came around during the time that the parents, Velvet's parents, was actually headed to they went to go see the baby. Okay. So that's around my era. I came around like 2019. But before that, it is a host of things that brought Georgia to actually, even though they of course some things they can't include, but it has to be a host of things for a state to actually want to build charges up on you. And some, like I said, I can't get into um the whole, yeah, hey Vibrant, that's true, that's absolutely true. And guys, I'm if I sound a little funny, I do like I have like a toothache. Um so I'm fighting to keep my wisdom teeth in, um because y'all know how I am, like about like just teeth. And so I'm fighting. And so now I'm on my little antibiotics again. And I'm fighting. So y'all pray for my tooth, that God keep my tooth. Yes, a lot of you probably got your wisdom teeth out. No, not me. Okay. So anywho, yeah, so I can't get into the if I get my hands on like some commentary that is clean, or some audio that's clean, if you will, then I will restream, and for you guys, to content creators that will want to do commentary on the past. I almost reached out to Jazzy, like, Jazzy, why, none of these motherfuckers that's reporting, and I'm not just saying this, I would say this 100%, um no matter the relationship, whether I like you or not. I'm sorry, I haven't seen anybody thus far outdo Lurker, Granny, and Jazzy. Not one. Not one. And Fundi Fee. Those were the top. Um, Nature Man was the most intimidated and intrigued by those four: Lurker, Jazzy, Fundi, and did I say Granny? Granny. I remember Granny from Instagram. I don't know if she's still around. Um, and they were like the second generation of reporting on Nature Man. I'm really like, so let's just leave that there. Like I said, a lot of people are taking credit for being the original. I don't remember. That was around my era, but the first I do remember. It was like a group of individuals. Um, Foodie was always the, just like the original part of things, and a couple others. But this now is like just a huge profit. I was done when I actually sat and saw this old man. He had to be as old as Noah, okay, that built the ark. And he was saying that he was going to flag another channel holder for restreaming the trial. What? But you're restreaming the trial. This is the kind of stuff that I cannot mentally digest. I don't understand. And it's like the bigger and more popular you are, it's like it's always the dummies. It's always the idiots, the morons, or the sluts, or it's just something has to be something about you or something that you're doing to be able to be where you are. I don't understand it. Um, Especially here. So this man he's over there, he's momming and popping the buttons, and he's like, I'm going to, okay, so who's that? Send me the link, and I'm going to copyright strike him for restreaming my stream. But his stream was the trial that he was restreaming. Then I go over to where everybody is talking about. I click on his. He has this crown on, and he's like, "Oh my goodness, everyone shut up!" And just I know my rights, and I can report the trial. And excuse me, and I'm like, what? So they are the old men arguing back and forth with the gay men. Then you got the lady that is supposed to be like the top dog nature boy reporter at this time, that's supposed to be getting all the stuff, that's interviewing people that the people that have been here has already done, but she's considered like the top nature boy reporter at this time over stuff that the nature boy sector and the nature boy community from here in Instagram have already talked to 1,000 at one time. Now she's the top dog that has the info. And if you use her stuff without her permission, or you have to really like chant her name, you have to give her big props. If you don't kiss the ring, then you can't play her audio of an interview or information that is going to be on court TV. All you have to do is just wait, or an interview that the Nature Boy original Dondadas have brought to you 4 years ago. I don't. And after you kiss her ring, if you say something bad about her commentary, she's going to strike you too. Bitch, I can't do it. So y'all have fun with that. If I want to learn, in my opinion, just hearing these people report on like it's just this situation, you're not taking it back. You don't know. These people can sit up here and lie to you. Are you looking at 4 years ago versus what they're saying now to you? Do you know the truth? Why don't I would want to talk to the original motherfuckers? I will be on the search for the reporters who actually was foot on neck. Remember that? I remember that. Foot on neck. Like, are you serious? I don't like how the T has, she's not original, even though she means well. I get it. But it's just like it's like one big business. Whether before it could have been considered a business, but it was more of people that was actually they did the work. So when are people going to be thanked and recognized for the actual work that was put in? Meanwhile, these motherfuckers are profiting hundreds or making all this money just to restream a trial and to redo interviews that were done many, many years ago. But the motherfuckers who was hands, foot, neck, and who actually did the paperwork, who actually did the blood, sweat, and tears. Do you understand? So even though I might be a little passionate in what I'm saying, I'm not passionate in a situation because I don't give a fuck about nature man, the nature women. I don't give a fuck about none of that stuff. I don't give a fuck about the old lady that pet. What about her? Nobody is talking about what's her name, my mama Dia or whatever. Nobody's mentioning her. No, these people that is reaping the benefit of the trial are not mentioning Mama Medea or what's her name? Or mentioning any of these other motherfuckers or people who I remember they said, I heard somebody say, I think it was another content creator. I don't want to mention her name either. She says, okay, well, I want to talk to, it was a couple of women that was LBTQI, whatever, okay, that was over there. Do you know? I remember that fucking lady. It was like a bulldagger that was over there, and she was like big. She had a low cut. Yo, I remember all of that. And it's actual footage of people interviewing these people already. I'm passionate about certain things because I know how it is to be an underdog. I know what it is to be the cause or who have done the work. Do you understand? To I'm that person that have went to school, and then you see come on here and you see people actually getting the accolades and getting the money, getting all of this praise and never put a day in school, or they simply just stole somebody's else style or stole someone's else stuff. What about Lurker? What about Granny? What about Jazzy? What about Marwan, Edigad, Gator? What about Fundi? Do you get what I'm saying? What about if we want to? I mean, Pharaoh, he's still, but he still was there. Like, you know what I'm saying? What about and a couple of them I'm not going to mention because um I'm just not. But what about the ones that I named? What about Philly Brewer? You know, that they actually stayed up all night. His lordship, his other channel. All that shit was already done. Now we get here and you think it's about a bitch named Nefertiti? What? No, it's deeper than that. One of y'all big channels, y'all want to reach out to my mama Dia? I ain't hear none of the people talk about what the daddy said. What's her name? What's her name? Marquez or whatever. I don't hear nobody saying his famous. You're going to jail. Nobody mentioned him. This shit halfway is the responsible for taking that man down with his health. I don't see none of these big channel holders really missing it. They want to talk about just the trial. Fuck out of here. It's just and then just one individual. When I heard him say, "I've been doing this for 7 years," I looked around in my room because I heard him say it in my room. I'm looking around in my room like people just lie. People just, I just can't. So anything that I get my hand on as far as clean audio, that's why I did put it, put it on there so people can just actually don't have to go to collect $200. They're arguing today over who was streaming a trial. Why not let that motherfucker stream? Back when I came, and I'm not even an OG, but back when I was, peeping the scene, motherfuckers was using other people's shit and chopping it up, breaking it down, doing commentary. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays, this thing has went corporate. This thing, are y'all for this nigga or what? You know what I'm saying? That's what it's given. Are y'all for this nigga or not? Get the fuck out of here. So I don't want to talk about that. And that's why, I never did. I never did when shit was, was popping to do that. I never did. You know what I mean? And if anything, if I ever get into it, it's calling out these fake ass media outlets, if you ask me. See, that's more where I come in at, you know what I'm saying? Because I will always feel a little bit a type of way with the underdog. I will always feel a certain type of way about the motherfuckers who actually put in the work, put in the time, put out, you know what I'm saying? Who spent time talking to these families, tried to, sending money, this and any other. It's more to it than that. You see what I'm saying? That's why you have your Barbara Walters, who was actually, she wasn't just Barbara Walters because she just one day started existing and somebody put her on. It's footage from back when she started from the bottom. You see what I'm saying? Howard Stern started from the bottom. This is why I respect, Larry King. It's certain people, because it's like motherfuckers don't have, and then they call themselves the journalism. They call themselves, child, I just can't do it. I will always be sympathetic and be, a little bit more affected emotionally by motherfuckers who don't give the props that they are due. Period. Whether I like you or not, that shit ain't fair, man. That shit ain't cool. I don't even watch it. Like, I watch court TV. But today, that's what took me so long. And I was almost in tears a little bit because see, if I didn't start in the beginning and was birthed from the Nature Boy area and know exactly what was going on, you know what I'm saying, and watch people actually do the handwork with the parents and all that, you know what I'm saying, then I wouldn't be as empathetic, or I wouldn't care. I never cared about Nature Man or any of that stuff. I always ask, why did they care? You get what I'm saying? But that has nothing to do on the business side of sitting back watching corporate America, because that's exactly what it is. Watching corporate America and those who are involved with corporate America take over and become all of a sudden the face of what's being spoke about. Fuck that. Let me go ahead and take a break real quick because I'm heated. You know what I'm saying? And for what it's worth, that's why I try to ignore it a little bit. But see, I'm that bitch, and that's why motherfuckers, I'm that bitch that will say something. You got a lot of Nature Boy reporters that are just falling in line and just watching and sharing, giving props. No, fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. You know what I'm saying? Now they the face of this shit. Now you want to copyright somebody who's streaming a trial that you're streaming. What? Don't use my shit unless you give me credit, and you better not say anything about my interview with Rambo and what the fucking bald-headed bitch name. They've been and talked to them. You know how many interviews and shit out here, these people? But they don't even want to tell you about the Nature Boy. They don't even want to tell you it's a whole sector. Because guess what? The motherfuckers who are claiming that it's a sector now, right? The motherfuckers that are claiming that it's a sector now weren't even original sector. They came from Kanika Jenkins and Conscious and all them other places. They didn't start out in a Nature Boy sector. Nature Man used to be shooketh, intrigued by the original reporters. Period. He was intrigued by them. So knock it off. But so I have no interest in if I repost something, nature yes, nature man, then it's going to be from Court TV. And if I get a hold of any recordings or audio or anything that is just pure, then I'll start doing that when I'm bored. But for right now, that's why I'm talking about just OJ Simpson. This is stuff that I want to talk about. I'm not interested in Nature Boy, so I do understand that everybody is all cooped up and what's going on now or whatever. And I wish you guys all the best. But guess what? I so happen to be birthed around that area. So nothing is new. The only thing that is new is the trial. That's the only thing that's new. And so it's really not tea. It's really not. It's really not tea. All right. And that's just what it is. So anyway, let's get on with the show. Now, this is part one of the OJ Simpson 30 years since the trial. Now, I was every bit of in elementary school when all of this shit went down. And so I'm super excited as now an a grown adult to be able to go over the event. So sorry, please excuse me. The event of what took place, but having a different mindset. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to start out the events that we have talked about previously, and I'm going to catch you guys up to where exactly we are now. So just in case you're not familiar with the OJ Simpson story, let me catch you guys all up. So on on June the 12th, 1994, Nicole Brown Simpson and Ronald Goldman, they were stabbed to death. Their bodies was found in front of Nicole's home in Brentwood. Okay, so and then in January, I keep saying January. I think because I'm still a little bothered by. It's a sensitive subject. It's a sensitive topic to be. It just really is to work for what you have, work for, just education and different things like that. And then you have people that don't work for it and always get the credit. So it's like very, very sensitive. And I've always been an underdog, always, because I would never basically, result to certain things. So it's a sensitive subject. So like I said, once again, shout out to the original reporters of Nature Boy. All right, so okay, I'm together now. So June the 13th. Oh my God, just keep saying January. Guys, let me just take a break because that's my nerves. My nerves is shot. Not like nervousness, but just like I'm bothered. That's if you wanna get to me, then yeah, that's what will get to me. I don't think it's fair, and I'm okay with that because I'll never sell myself short. I ain't fucking nobody to get where I gotta be. I'm not willing to do what motherfuckers do to, you know what I mean? And I'm not willing to, sell myself short. And I've always finished last because of that. Always. It's a cruel game, but hey, I managed to always still be, in the game and still be respected by many because I still was able to keep my head above water just simply based off of, what I had to offer. And I wouldn't settle myself short. But I have watched people chip off of me and things over the 15 years I've been in the game. You get what I'm saying? And so when I saw that today, that bothered me because I know, like I said, I don't like not half of them bitches I just mentioned. But the fact is, they had the foot on neck. They did like they were, delivered journalism. They learned with each other. You know what I'm saying? And it was organic. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no popcorn stuff. It was from scratch. You see what I'm saying to you? Somebody gave them the ingredient and they built that shit from scratch. Now you got channel holders with verified accounts, 10,000, 20,000 motherfucking monetized channels and all of that stuff that are now profiting big from this and can't even tell you by heart who the original members were. They can't tell you that. So it's sensitive. Let me go ahead and just give me a break real quick.
All right. Time to get out your seat. Get up. It's going down. The show is about to start. Yes. This is the moment you've been waiting for. Make sure you tell a friend. Diva Tomboyish is in the house. That's right. Diva Tomboyish in the house. In the song. Came just in time. Welcome to the Diva Tomboys Show. Live and direct.
Okay, and we are black. June the 12th, 94. Nicole Brown, Simpson, and Ronald Goldman. Oh, sorry, wait. No, don't loop. Off. Oh, God. Sorry about that. They were stabbed to death and found in front of Nicole's condominium in Brentwood, California. June the 13th, OJ Simpson is notified of the murders while on a business trip in Chicago. Okay. He returns to Los Angeles and is temporarily handcuffed and is taken in for questioning. Rob Shapiro is contacted on Simpson's behalf and asked to become his defense attorney. All right. Now, Shapiro. Rob Shapiro, he's still alive, still well. He's in his 80s, okay, and he's still a very popular defense attorney in California. All right. June the 16th, the funerals of the victims are held. All right. June the 17th, 94. Simpson and slips out of Rob Kardashian home. Now, mind you, they were all a squad. They were all friends before this happened. Shapiro, Rob Kardashian, okay, and he was chased by the police while riding in the white Ford Bronco. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and watch live coverage from one of my favorite journalists, Larry. And oh yes, some of these people be my best friend in my head, okay? And so I do like first name basis. So we're going to watch live footage of when the Bronco chase happened. The Bronco actually just sold, I believe, for I think it's only worth like $13,000. And his friend was driving the car. I think his name is Rocking. What's his name? Oh, not Rocking. That's the police. His name is, sorry, I'm a bit Collins. Okay. He was driving. Simpson was in the back and he had a gun. And supposedly he was saying that, he was going to off himself. All right. Now, Simpson did write letters to his mother, also to his fans, his children, as if that he was going to take his own life. All right. We could get into the conspiracy of things after, but let's go ahead and watch the live coverage from that chase. Okay.
So our guest is John Mack, president of the LA Urban League. Let's go to some phone calls. Pensacola, Florida. Hello.
Perhaps he doesn't think that maybe the money that athletes are being paid today is...
Okay, I'm going to have to interrupt this call. I understand.
So Larry is interrupted. He was doing a show on something that had absolutely nothing to do with this, but then the chase, begin to, go and flow. So Larry is live at this time. So now his show is interrupted.
And we're going to go to a live picture in Los Angeles. Is that correct? Okay. This is Interstate 5, and this is courtesy of KCALR, one of our LA affiliates. Police believe that OJ Simpson is in that car. Okay. Police believe he is in that vehicle. Let's pick up what the KCAL broadcaster is saying.
At this point, that the officers would do just about whatever they do in any type of a pursuit.
Now they're telling me that they believe that this vehicle is registered to Al Cowlings, one of OJ's oldest friends, a teammate at Southern Cal. And they believe that Al Cowling, who's the other person they're looking for, who was with OJ earlier today, they believe that this is the car. We do not know this is the car.
Trying to just stay on top of all of the vehicles down there, just in case the vehicle did get away.
Now, before we get to this point, as I stated, this is on June the 17th, 1994, okay? About to be arrested. He was accused of unaliving Nicole and also Ronald Goldman. All right. So they were about to do a conference. They were at Robert Kardashian's home. All right. And he slipped out. However, he did. They were waiting to do the conference. They were waiting to go ahead and arrest him and take him in. And he booked.
The law enforcement vehicle would be able to maintain visual at all times.
Apparently, the assumption is that Cowling is driving and Simpson is a passenger. And police are trailing. The police are making no attempt to pull this car over.
Hey, Pat.
That person yelling, "Hey, Pat," is at KCAL in Los Angeles. And that's their helicopter.
Sorry about the bourgeon, y'all. It would be today, huh? Sorry about that.
Los Angeles, and that's their helicopter.
Hopefully it'll pick back up.
John, do you hear me?
Oh, yes,
John
I do.
Mack, our guest, the president of the LA Urban.
I don't know why it's gorgeous so much, but whatever.
What do you make of this?
Bear with me,
I'll
we're
tell
done.
you, this is high drama, Larry. I didn't expect to be a
So anyway, people are watching from the bridge, as you can see, while I'm boarding here for whatever reason. Well, I do have people on PlayStations and TVs and all that other stuff. So, but anyway, while this is going on, people are, standing around, they're supporting, they're waving, they're hearing
part
about
of this,
it
but
via TV.
Neither did I.
Before social media and all of that stuff.
It'll be interesting to see who's really in that car. And
All right, we're going to stay with this. Obviously, the car is not Highway Patrol. There's another helicopter, could be a police helicopter, is trailing it. They're going south through Orange County, but nobody is pulling this car over.
At this point,
We could only get
All right, at this point, while it loads, okay, the police are being very sensitive towards the matter at hand. One, because this is OJ Simpson. At this point in time, he's like a hero. Everybody loves him. But the police were trying to first try to get a hold of his. This is when, cell phones were out back then, but only for the rich. So they were trying to go ahead and connect with his phone, give him a call. They were also trying to, get different news outlets on it. And but slowly but surely, all the TV stations all over the country, and I want to say world, but let's just stick with the country. The radio, the TVs, shut down whatever program that was on at this time, and this was the live coverage. So I believe it to be I'm gonna say right now millions, because I didn't look up how many, but I know it was a huge amount. I'm going to just say right now about 70 million, I believe, that were tuned in and watching this at this moment. Okay, and as a little girl, I was in elementary school, I remember this. I just don't know, on a grown folks level.
Guess as to why not.
I guess they're just being
They
careful.
may fear that there are arms in that car. They may fear that Simpson may harm himself.
Right.
They may fear that.
Right. Yeah, I think they're correct in proceeding with a great deal of caution here.
Now they are northbound on I-5. That's a correction. We had said southbound on I-5. Now they're northbound on I-5. That would make them heading toward L.A.
Coming back toward Los Angeles, yes.
Now police radio is saying that Simpson has a gun at his head. Police radio is saying that Simpson, the passenger in the car, has a gun at his head.
Oh, no.
Which is explained why they haven't been stopping and why they haven't moved up alongside.
Oh, no.
The voice saying, oh, no, is John Mack, president of the LA Urban League. If you've just joined us, this is Larry King live in Washington, reviewing a car apparently being driven by Al Cowling, one of OJ's oldest friends and a former teammate at Southern Cal.
What are you reporting?
This is AC. I have OJ in the car.
Okay, where are you?
Please, I'm coming up the 5 freeway.
Okay.
Right now, we are okay, but you gotta tell the police to just back off. He's still alive, but he got a gun to his head.
Okay, hold on a minute. Monica?
He just want to see his mother. Let me get him to the house.
Okay, hold on a moment. Okay, what's your name?
My name is AC. You know who I am, goddammit.
Okay. All righty, sir. Hold on just a moment.
The Highway Patrol does not want to intimidate, and I repeat, do not want to intimidate this vehicle into doing anything that they really don't want to do. And the main thing is to get him pulled over as safely as possible. And there's only a couple ways that'll happen. One is him just pulling over and or running out of gas. So at this point, we can only pray that they'll be able to pull this off in a safe measure.
It is now 7 o'clock in Los Angeles. This would be near bumper to bumper normally. Apparently, with people listening to radios, they're all getting off that highway.
Remember, let's keep in mind, this is 1994, okay? Usually, like Larry King is saying, that around this time, it's bumper to bumper, but every radio station, every TV station, every program has ceased, and they are now streaming this particular event. And it was huge back then. And so now all the highways and different things are clear, which leads me, to believe some other things. But like I said, that's when I get into looking at the conspiracy part of things. But anyway, he traveled just 60 miles. He's going from Robert Kardashian's home. Now he's going to his house. He just wants to speak to his mother. All right.
Of it. There are no lights on these freeways, so they're all
91.
paying attention to their radio. We had no idea what that was. The city of Los Angeles has been racked these past couple of years, and this is just part of this continuing saga. Reuters is reporting that the police tracked O.J. Simpson through his cellular phone. Apparently he was on the cellular phone, and they tracked him through there, and that's how they picked up this car. Now, all traffic is being cleared off this freeway either through their own venue or through instructions coming from somewhere. These people, obviously, there's no one paying any attention to anything else but this story. So they're
Look at
all
all the
listening
cars
to
on
their
this next
radio.
bridge, man.
That's a helicopter reporting, talking to KCAL, saying, look at all those cars on that bridge looking down. This is living drama. There's nothing else you can say, but we're going to stay with it. Conceivably, as a cellular phone, he could be on that phone right now, talking to his attorney, talking to somebody. There's no rule book on this because this hasn't happened. California
it's a
Highway
crazy
Patrol
scene out
has
here
now
today.
confirmed to CNN that it is definitely
Yeah,
our
there's no
Cowling's
question about it.
vehicle. And they are almost certain that O.J. is in the passenger seat.
Pat, we're just now crossing the 605
California
at the
Highway
91.
Patrol is also telling
So
CNN,
we're starting
and
to
I'm
get up
repeating
into
this to you as I
the
hear
Long
it in
Beach
my
area, or
earphones.
actually northeast Long Beach.
But again, O.J. appears to be holding a gun to his head.
Well, David, the 405 is not too
And that
much
O.J.
farther
is
down the
saying,
91.
apparently in
The
his
next
cellular phone, that he
major
wants to
we'll
go
come
to his mother's
will
house.
be the Long Beach or the
That he
710
wants to
freeway.
go to his
Then after
mother's
that,
house. The cars on the top of the screen heading east on that freeway are just slowing down to look and get a glimpse of one of the icons of American sports history, O.J. Simpson, on this tragic June day. In a city besieged with stories, when you think what can top one with another, another occurs. Jim Hill, O.J.'s friend and sportscaster, has been on the radio. The last thing Jim said was, O.J., you were a man, you are a man, be a man.
Just pull right on over. Stop right now. This thing is only going to get worse. You've been hearing, and we've been hearing here where people are coming out and they're just so distraught and they love you and they've admired you for the longest time. Please, gentlemen, pull over.
Earlier today, Robert Shapiro had arranged for O.J. to turn himself in. Doctors were in attendance. They were all going to go together in a car because they were worried about suicide. When they went downstairs from a conference room in O.J.'s house, he was gone. Shapiro did not hear again from him. We then had a press conference later in which Shapiro announced that O.J. had written seal letters to his mother, to his children, had codified the will. That means might have changed and added to, and had the will certified, and then wrote a letter to the public in which O.J. said such things as, I have nothing to do with Nicole's murder. I loved her. Recently, we'd come to an understanding. For now, we're not right for each other. It was tough splitting. But then it goes on in a rambling account saying goodbye to people and saying he was pretty much at the end. It certainly reads like a suicide note.
On the phone now, we have psychiatrist Dr. Tom Linden. And Dr. Tom, can you hear me?
Yes, I can, Chris.
At this point, what would you deduce psychiatrically?
Well, I can't obviously get inside O.J. Simpson's mind right now, but judging from other experiences with suicidal people, number one, he has to be taken very, very seriously. Number two, quite often people who are suicidal at that time are also potentially homicidal. And that's something that the police are very well aware of. So in such a chaotic and sometimes crazy world, everybody needs heroes. And there are, I'm sure, millions of Americans have looked to O.J. as a hero. And when a hero is in trouble, it's very, very hard to accept. And I think that's probably the feeling of a lot of people. It's certainly my feeling.
His former famed coach, John McKay, one of the legendary coaches, has gotten on public radio to tell OJ that he loves him, to beg him to please give himself up. Again, you see traffic in the south lane stopping and looking, police cars trailing, other traffic stopping off to the right, getting toward 8 o'clock in Los Angeles, about 25 minutes away from 8 o'clock. If they stayed right where they're going now, they're going to go right toward the Beverly Hills, Santa Monica, Brentwood areas where OJ lives and where the two people killed also lived. There's the Ford Bronco. OJ reported in the back. There apparently appears to be something in the front as well. There's something appears sticking out of the right-hand side of that car. And again, they're losing the picture a little. Is KTLA. Other reports we're getting is that OJ appears to be a little incoherent, and they picked him up a little on the phone, and the voice sounds slurred. There you see LAX. In fact, you see a plane landing at LAX. And I don't know what that is.
You there?
Just let me get to my house.
Okay, we're gonna do that.
I swear to you, I'll give you what. I'll give you me. I'll give you my whole body.
Okay.
I just need to get to my house.
Okay. We're gonna do that. Just throw the gun out the window. We're not gonna bother you. We're gonna let you go up there. Just throw it out the window, please. You're scaring everybody. Toss it, please. Too many people love you, man. Don't give it all up. Don't hurt everybody. You're gonna hurt everybody.
I'm just gonna leave. I'm just
No,
gonna
don't.
go with Nicole. That's all I'm gonna do. That's all
Hey,
I'm trying
listen.
to do.
Think about everybody
I
else, all
couldn't
right?
do it on a freeway. I couldn't do it in a field. I want to do it at her grave. I want to do it at my house.
You're not gonna do anything. Too many people love you. Your kids, your mother, your friends, AC, everybody. You got the whole world. Don't throw it away. Don't throw it away, man. Come on. OJ?
We understand that Dr. Michael Baden can hear us. How are you, Michael?
Hi, Larry. Sorry to be talking to you at this time.
Michael, you were called out to as an expert on the cause of death and type of death and how the deaths would have occurred. As he says in his own letter, and as he said to you, he never admitted killing, right?
Well, certainly not to me. He seemed to be bewildered, Larry, as to why people felt he had killed his family when he was bereaved and very upset at when it happened.
You think,
and he couldn't
Michael,
quite understand why suspicion was pointing to him.
All right, Michael, based on your understanding of all these things and talking with the other psychologists and psychiatrists, could we in fact have OJ being totally in an unreal world here and not accepting the fact that he may have done what he did?
Sure. He was so depressed and he's so upset that we were concerned that he could hurt himself. And right now, this is a horrible thing we're watching, which the chances of this winding up, badly are great.
Craig, Eric Spillman is right there at the intersection of Sunset and the 405. Eric, can you read us? Go ahead and tell us what you see.
The Sunset Boulevard off-ramp is open, and it appears that they think that he might get off here. The whole way going north along the 405, it is an amazing sight along the right-hand shoulder. Like, save the juice, go OJ. People are literally cheering him on as he travels northbound on the 405, and we can only assume that he plans to get off at Sunset and go towards perhaps his home.
He's moving over now, Eric, moving over to the right, which means he may take that Sunset Boulevard off-ramp. He's now moving over to the right lane. Craig, are we approaching Sunset Boulevard now?
Yes, we are now.
Okay, we're approaching Sunset Boulevard.
There's a crowd of people who are on the bridge here watching as he approaches the Sunset Boulevard.
All right, Eric.
off-ramp.
Eric, it appears now as though he is getting As I recall, there are 2 lanes on the Sunset Boulevard off-ramp. He is in one of them, and that's the lane he would be using. He is, looks like he's getting off there.
Okay, Hal, it looks like he is getting off at the off-ramp at Sunset.
Right. Okay.
Getting off, he's on the off-ramp now, coming up the off-ramp at Sunset. Lots of people at the overpass at Sunset, and possibly here will be a westbound turn en route to Brentwood.
That's right.
Looks like he's in the left lane now.
Yeah.
And he's clear, and now making his left turn westbound on Sunset.
All right. He must have gone right by you, Eric.
Well, he has, and we're staying ahead of it. We're going to his mansion, believing that he's going there, but it was an amazing situation on that overpass there. There were people running around on top of there. I don't know how he's going to be able to drive through all those people. All along Sunset Boulevard, there are people stopped as well ahead of the chase. We can only assume he's going to his home on Rockingham in Brentwood.
Okay, Eric, that's exactly what had happened. He did take that Sunset Boulevard off-ramp, as we had speculated, and now he is proceeding west on Sunset Boulevard. He just went past Woodburn and will be approaching Barrington Avenue.
And there's a red light at Barrington. There are lights on this. I don't know what he's going to do, how he's going to respond to traffic lights. He hasn't had to cope with that, but there's quite a lot of traffic lights. We're hearing the sirens behind us now. He's right behind us. We're hearing the sirens. The police have their sirens on. Both sides of the street have pedestrians.
All right,
They just passed us at Barrington.
He just went past Barrington.
Just passed us at Barrington, followed by the sheriff. They're Orange County Sheriff, Santa Ana police officers who are in pursuit.
Remember, there are people there in that mansion, and I don't think law enforcement wants any kind of siege to take place. Then again, it is possible he may have said on the phone, all I want to do is see my mother and children, and then I will surrender. So that is also a point for speculation, too.
It's hard to say what in the world is on his mind at this point.
That's right.
This is the back way that you can get to his mansion.
That's right.
Okay, we're following not only black and whites with their sirens on and their lights flashing, but again, there's about 10 private citizens on motorcycles who have joined the pursuit as well.
And we can see.
Okay, so at this point, from Rob Kardashian's home, now he's at his home, is about 60 miles. It was very slow because he was doing a speed limit. He wasn't, speeding or anything like that. He has the gun up to his head and all of those things. Like Vibrant said, this is the best one to do. Basically, this is old school commentary. All right. So it kills me when people say that are supposedly content creators, when they're doing commentary, the first thing that these people say that are uneducated is, don't use my stuff, I'm going to flag you. In journalism, you want the media to, the mass media to actually hear your content. That's how you grow. Okay. It doesn't matter whether it's bad press or good press. Both are considered marketing. Both are considered a strategy for growth. Even if it's used in a bad light, it will cause people to want to hear what you have to say or what it's about. So there is no such thing as bad press. And so this is true journalism commentary. What is going on at the time is, this chase going, and you have Larry that is actually, telling you what's going on or giving his opinion and his input in his style, which is why he's considered one of the best journalists ever. All right. So now he's pulling up to his home. Okay. I want you guys to check out, you're going to see his son, the oldest son, run out to the car, but the police are there as well. And I'll come back and let you know how it ended from there.
Close to the house now, very, very close. We're right in the neighborhood. We are right on the block where his house is.
Okay. And he is pulling in to the driveway.
Come around.
Someone is going to the door right now, Eric.
Okay, we're pulling up. Let me tell you what I can see. We've just turned the corner. It's total chaos here. Motorcycles, black and white, people running around, officers getting out of their cars with their batons, people running, they're keeping our cameras away. They won't let our cameras through.
Something out of this, pointed out of the window there, Hal, on the passenger side?
Well, it did.
Yard of his
yeah, and he was evidently not driving, obviously.
No.
So he would be sitting right over there, possibly on that side.
But the gates were open. He went right through. Someone came up to him and then was chased away by whoever the driver was. And two uniformed officers or uniformed men came up and pulled him away, flashing lights on both sides. And we are right here at a standoff.
As details develop here, we should be able to see quite clearly what will take place.
I doubt that he will be leaving again. Let's see what happens now. We'll watch with you. This is the driver's side of the vehicle.
Okay, someone just got out of the vehicle, approaching the front door. At this point, I from the information that I've gathered up to this point, it appears
right,
that
someone came
just
back.
Approached back to the vehicle and entered the vehicle. Let's see if we can't get around this tree here.
Maybe you can come back the other way so we can.
Okay, that is the man that got out of the car. That presumably is Al Cowlings. Now, Al Cowlings, we believe that to be Al Cowlings, holding his hand up, his palm up, perhaps toward the police officers behind him, pointing toward the front door to OJ Simpson's home, obviously having a conversation with someone inside at this point.
Okay, here's I believe a man is pleading to negotiate with people here, the police obviously, and it's obviously very stressful down there from these pictures, as you can see. A very delicate situation taking place as we watch here.
It appears, from what we're hearing on the scanners, they are trying to put a phone call perhaps from OJ through to his mother. They're trying to arrange that right now.
It's going to be getting dark pretty soon. The sun sets, I believe, around 8:04 today. It's 8:20 now, so the sun, well, it's 8:18 I have, so the sun set about 14 minutes ago.
We have with us over here John Duncan with the LAPD Public Information Office. Can you tell us what's going on over there? Is there negotiation taking place?
We're not going to discuss what's taking place here.
All right. So, excuse me. So from here, he's speaking with Shapiro, which is his attorney at that point, officers. And when you did hear, when they were trying to negotiate with OJ to throw the gun out the window, he was dead serious when he said that, everybody loves you. A lot of powerful people that were on his side at that point. Okay. I absolutely think that it was given tantrum. He did not want to go to jail, and I, just my opinion part of things, looking at it in different views, I do believe that the attorneys were like, listen, you're not going to be in there long. We're going to get you out. This is something that you just have to do. So allow you to just be out here without facing, because the odds are against us right now. So some things will just appear to be favoritism. and different things. So don't get it fucked up. When it comes to these people in power, they will play the game according to knowing that, it is, even though they are above the law, they are, they are the law, but they can't excite the masses. They can't just do things right boldly in front of your face. And this is also the conspiracy part of things as well. But this is where you can play a spectator and just know what's going on, but just, from a distance. From a distance. So I strongly believe that, of course, he could have been guilty. He could have done it. And they could have known he did do it. But in my opinion, I think this was totally a temper tantrum from on OJ's side, basically not wanting to do what had to be done to get him at that point of that not guilty verdict. I 100% absolutely believe that they knew from the rip. When things are displayed like they are, that's for us to watch and enjoy, and whether it was to cause the friction that it caused, so be it. But whatever. I just don't think the reason why I think he did this, I don't think that this was a part of the plan. I think he was just supposed to rather just have that conference and turn himself in. But when he did this, then it was just like, first of all, how did Collins get involved? You know what I mean? Everything just seemed too perfect. It just did, even though I think this wasn't a part of what was supposed to take place. It looked like that, they made sure the way that he was going, motherfuckers was out the way. Nobody got hurt. You know what I'm saying? It was just him throwing a tantrum. He did not want to go to prison. And then after the standoff and whatnot, he spoke with his mother. And then after that, he had a glass of orange juice. Sometimes spoiled brats, okay, of powerful people, they throw tantrums, but the tantrums aren't, you could tell the ones that are not spoiled brats or the ones that aren't up, they're just doing things just to be doing it, or whatever. They're not favored. This guy was definitely favored and still favored, okay, if you ask me. Nobody got hurt. He got exactly what he wanted. He spoke with his mom. He got taken into custody his way. If you do a little bit of research, they were so tender and kind to him, so appeasing to his needs. It was almost like, come on, OJ. Juice, please. Just do this. Just do this. And and he's like, well, how do we know? Of course, we don't hear what's being said, of course, but I'm just telling you, okay, for my just peeping on the outside looking in, that I can assure you, he was like, but how long am I going to be in there? Just don't worry about it. We just told you we have to follow the program right now. You cool, you gonna get off. We got you. Okay, we got everything under control. But it don't seem like it, because they did this and they said that and this and that and the other. Because don't get it fucked up. Everybody wasn't on OJ Simpson's side. Everybody wasn't going. It's just that the more powerful players, and it's just like I said, I'm always going to give you, present the facts. give my opinion just as a citizen of the country and just as a observer and conspiracy, you know. I like I said, I just feel as though he just was like, well, how long am I going to be in here? Well, we already told you. Then he snaps out, and then so what? Tell me as many times. I'm the fucking juice, this and that and the other. I didn't do nothing to deserve this. You knew that bitch was running her motherfucking mouth. Was running her motherfucking mouth. You know, this bitch did everything other than yada, yada, yada. We know that. But you just gotta do this. Then he snaps out again. Then his mom is telling him, please listen to the nice people. I'm fine. I just got out of surgery, but I'm doing fine. Everything gonna be okay, baby. You know? Juice wasn't trying to hear it. So then they gave him some orange juice. Do I think that the orange juice, that he really wanted orange juice? No. I just think that OJ is such a spoiled brat and was just so loved and adored. That was him just being an asshole and just throwing it in people's faces. And a lot of people probably are listening to me like, you are horrible. Somebody lost their life. A lot of things has taken place. No. I also told you that I was going to give you 3 sides. The fact is that he had a warrant out for his arrest 7 hours prior. Okay. And he ran. And he said he was going to commit suicide, unalive himself. He began to run. He thought that unaliving himself was the better way. All right. That's the facts. That's what happened. I don't think that he wasn't going to, I don't think he was going to do it. I don't think that he was going to take his life. I absolutely don't think that he was going to be a danger to himself or anybody else for that matter. Okay. I think that he got a little bit scared, knowing that he had to turn himself in. And that's just it. On a conspiracy side of things, this was absolutely not a part of the program. This was not supposed to happen. And he totally threw a temper tantrum and wanted to be assured all over again by the people that he trusts, that knew people, that knew people, that knew people, that knew people. And he just wanted to hear from a powerful motherfucker himself instead of getting the message. And so when he was told, listen, we got you, but you just got it. You know what I mean? He drunk the juice. Okay. Being OJ. He wanted that to go down part of history, in my opinion. That's just me. Not that I'm speaking from experience, like to throw things in your face because you're just a spoiled, rotten brat, but just to, I just think he did that to just be animated. All right, so because like I said, I'm really not feeling my best. We're not gonna be on tomorrow. I'm just not. I'm just feeling tempted to just go ahead and run. I already been live for an hour and 18 minutes. I want to allow you guys to hear. So the preliminary hearing took place. So he was arrested. And the preliminary hearing, of course, is bringing, seeing if there's enough evidence for the situation at hand to go to trial. So they did a 6-day preliminary hearing with Judge Kathleen Kennedy, okay, Powell. And when they did that, that's also what I'm watching now. I didn't really get into the trial because I wanted to watch the trial with you guys. I've never watched it. And even if I did, I don't remember because, like I said, I was in elementary school. But the preliminary hearing, I'm just educating myself on the people that they spoke to cause the judge to say, hey, this is enough evidence for this to go to trial. In a previous live stream, I did discuss who they were speaking to at this present moment. At that present moment about the hair and the knife that OJ had posted. I'm so sorry. That he had purchased from the place he purchased it from, the owner. So I went over that in the last live stream. this live stream, where I'm pretty much caught up to is, they also spoke to a forensic specialist. Right now, they're speaking to Ron Goldman's boss, where I am in the preliminary hearing. And, you know, the times he left, what he had on, what was left at the crime scene, etc. They're speaking to Cato. They're speaking to Ron's one of his close friends, and, you know, speaking to him before he left, what was his plans and all of those kind of things. The whole time, OJ is literally bored. He's bored. He's over it. And like I said, I presented the facts, my opinion. OJ is so, oh my God, arrogant. He really is. And he's just an asshole. And there's nothing wrong with being an asshole or arrogant, just long as you know how to have some kind of, like, you know, self-control and self-discipline over it. The conspiracy part of things is he's throwing that tantrum of, why do I have to go through this? Why did we even have to go this far? In the preliminary hearing, it should have just been like, it's not enough evidence. It's not this, it's not that. So why do we have, I could have been golfing. I could have been doing other things, but instead I'm here. I don't give a fuck about that bitch. I just don't. So that's what it was giving for me. Okay. So I did cackle. I think OJ is extremely hilarious. I really do. I think that criminals should actually pay attention or watch the trial for yourself. Because all these criminals that you see online today, especially in this community, the only thing they do is talk. And when you do that, you bury yourself. OJ had sense enough, even if he was, whether you believe he was guilty or not, that's one thing he always knew to do, was to be quiet. After the trial, and he got his not guilty verdict, that's when he became more speaking to interviewers, and actually right after the verdict, he began to have interviews with various media outlets. But nowadays, you have criminals, and they don't understand how they are in trouble all the time. But you look around, where do you see them? Talking to this channel, talking to that channel. And I'm just, paralleling events that has taken place around here, and to an actual smart criminal. Do I think OJ Simpson actually did it? I think he had absolutely something to do with it. I don't care about him. I don't care about Nicole. I don't care about Ron. I don't care about any of them. I'm just speaking just genuine outlook. I don't think anybody can give an unbiased opinion and they care for a particular party. I don't care that OJ is Black. What I think is like amazing is that things were just flat out in front of people's faces, but because he allowed the people that knew what they were doing to handle things, it didn't matter whether he rolled his eyes. And even if he did, he still had motherfuckers that knew what they were doing and had everything under control. And even if the odds were against him and everybody with some power wasn't for OJ, they still knew how to handle it. And OJ knew to shut the fuck up. And this is why motherfuckers that do fuck up, that do, that are human and make mistakes, once they know how to shut the fuck up, they automatically become some of the favorites, especially if their talent is worth it, and especially if they're good people. But once you start getting too egotistical to control your outbursts and control your temper and all of that stuff, they slowly give up on you. You could absolutely be a favorite and totally like taint that for yourself. And I'm just speaking as a spectator and being, always enjoyed watching celebrities and, being able to myself pick out what's going on because I'm not an idiot. So some things are just very telling. And then some things you never know what's going on because the person isn't saying anything. And the powerful people sure ain't talking to you. And you'll be like, damn, how the fuck they get away with that? Well, shut the fuck up. So, all right. So they're doing the preliminary hearing. It was a 6-day hearing. And the judge then deemed it as worthy of going to trial. All right. OJ pleads 100% not guilty. And they assigned Judge Lance. Okay, now as I'm researching and looking around and stuff, this judge became pretty like popular. I researched him. He's now retired, enjoying life and stuff like that. And but I'm really interested in seeing what was the big deal about him, because from what I understand, he had a couple responses to the case or what was being presented that was worthy of, becoming one of the most famous judges. Not so just because it's a famous case, because you don't hear much about Kathleen Kennedy Powell, but a lot about Judge Lance Otto. OJ pleaded 100% not guilty to the charges. Okay, I think I already said that. And I kind of want to get into the open statements of the trial, which were made by the prosecutors, But I'm really not feeling my best. I'm really not feeling well. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna leave it at I'm gonna update my caption here to the Bronco Chase. All right. So we're at the Bronco Chase and brief discussion. Sorry to be doing this now, but once I log off, I'm gonna put my computer on sleep and I'm gone. All right. Brief preliminary hearing discussion, which we did. And so the next time I'm live, which will be part 2, it's going to be solely on we're going to dip into the trial and watch it together. I'm not going to watch that by myself. I want it to be like a live reaction, even though it's 30 years old. But it's a live reaction for me because I've never watched any of it. I did hear it was a remake with Junior. What's his name? Gooding Jr. before he ruined his career. Excuse me. Yeah, before he ruined his career. I heard it was really good. Did I watch it? I did not. So am I going to watch it now? No, I'm not going to watch it either. So like I said, even though it's 2024, this is all new. All right, so I updated my title. All right. Okay, so the caption of the video. I was supposed. In part 2, we're going to get into the opening statements. The OJ Simpson official trial kicked off January the 24th, 1995. Okay. The prosecutor is Marcia Clark and Carl Douglas. All right. So we're going to hear in part 2 the opening statements from them. It's going to be a live reaction. I've never heard it and not going to listen to it. So in part 2, listen to Johnny Cochran. He was hired as the lead defense attorney for the trial. Okay. But he still had, his other attorneys that were still present with him. We're going to hear from William Hogman, Christopher Darden, and it's going to be just straight like that. All right. As of late, and I don't know. I started my antibiotics yesterday. My parents think I should just go ahead and get my wisdom teeth out, but I'm just trying to hold on. Yeah, and I just go through the motions, idiot. Who said that? Somebody said that in the trial? Child, I don't know. But I'm excited about it. I'm excited about learning what exactly went on in the trial. Then after that, we're going to go to, the aftermath and how it affected our society, how it drew a line between black and white again after we was trying to overcome at that point. You get what I'm saying? We were just coming together and, with hip hop and music and all sort of things. So this kind of made us make a U-turn. So we're going to get just covering deep into that. Okay. All right. I'll see you guys next time. All right. Peace.